Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit, and I'm over here at the park. There's a little construction going on, but I hope it don't bother you. I want to share with you some wonderful things. I want to share with you how to manifest a few things, how I manifest everything. I say everything. And I want you to know that I believe in the Bible. I believe in Jesus Christ. But I want you to understand that the Christ that I believe in is inside of me. And it is the spiritual side of me. It is that second person within me. And I just want to say, you are little gods. And with the little gods and the big God together, there's no impossibility. And if you listen to any of my videos, and I'm going to try to do a few series, and bear with me, I'm doing this in my truck. And the truck that I'm sitting in now is a Mercedes, and I'll show you that in a minute. I didn't pay a dime for it. I drive a couple of cars I don't pay for, haven't paid for. But the thing is, I want you to understand what's important. And if you get to what's important, and how this really works, because everybody got a plan, everybody got a way of going about it, and they're teaching you, and you should have enough information. If you search, YouTube and internet, there's plenty of information. Thank God for those like Neville, Dr. Joseph Murphy, Reverend Ike, and many others. But once you understand the knowledge of it, the Bible said in all you're getting, get an understanding, because if you don't have an understanding, it's not going to work for you. And what people don't understand, they're afraid of. And I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to understand that great things are about to happen, and they will continue to happen for you. And so, but you have to have that right mindset. And today you have to have a right mindset in order just to stay happy, to stay from being depressed, from feeling like nothing's going to work for you. But I'm here to tell you right now, I'm going to give you some truths. I'm going to make it as simple as possible. Because I prayed and said, God, there has to be an easier way. Now, coming from a background of church, you know the strict rules and regulations in the box they put you in. But I'm a pastor, but I'm not limited to the church building. Because we are the church. And so there's pointers and truths in this Bible that points to us all the time. Just when he says it is God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Which means if he was happy to give you the kingdom, you already have the kingdom. And if you have the kingdom, then you have everything that you need. The problem is the interpretation. The problem is the clarification, how to bring that history into today's reality. And I want to share that with you to let you know it will work. Now I want to give you a prayer that I pray every day, all day. And here's the wonderful thing about it. Everyone I give this prayer to, now I called it a statement of faith. And of course I call it a affirmation, affirming. Then I say a prayer. It's all the same. But the last one the Spirit allowed me to use gives me things to say and how to phrase it. One of the most greatest things in the Bible is prophecy, foreseeing or foretelling, or understanding something there to believe for, to have vision for. When it's spoken into your life, it's going to come to pass. That immediately gives you faith and expectation. So I want to give you a prophecy. Call it what you will, but I call it a prophecy. And if God has given you the kingdom, then he's given you his principles, he's given you his power, he's given you his gifts. And if he's given you his principles, his powers, his truth, and his gifts and his fruits, then that means you can bless others with those. And if that means you can bless others with those gifts, powers, and fruits, then how come you can't bless yourself? And that's the point that I teach most of all. We believe in Jesus, and we want Jesus to do everything. But if you read your Bible carefully, every time Jesus did something, he said, your faith has made you whole. And I see people all the time, they're calling on Jesus, but they have no manifestations, no experience, nothing is going right in their life. And if Jesus is all that, and we are gods, little gods, why aren't things working for us? And it's not that things doesn't work for us. It's just that we don't understand how to work it. Okay? You hear me say there's two things you got to get rid of, or you need to do. Get rid of fear and control your thoughts. If you control your thoughts, fear will begin to diminish automatically. And I'm one to use what I would call a crutch. And let me help you out with that. Because a lot of times when you tell somebody and teach somebody these things, they can't go from where they at to where you are or what you're telling them. But there are ways to take baby steps to get where you're going. And if you use these crutches, if someone couldn't walk, all they need is a little cane or a crutch, why wouldn't you use that to get where you're going to make it easier? We don't want you to fall. We want you to succeed. You have to decide how great your faith is. By the way, I teach, you don't need great faith. You don't need a lot of faith. You don't need supernatural faith. You don't even need more faith. You just need pure faith. And pure faith to me is simply not having doubt or fear. And we're going to talk about that. Now, hopefully, I will continue just, speaking off the cuff, things that you can use, things that will benefit you as you go along this journey, because it becomes absolutely exciting to know what God's going to do through you and for you when you let him do it. Okay? Now, the prayer that I want to give you, the prophecy I want to give you, is to say this to yourself all day. I expect wonderful things to happen to me. Now, I give this to hundreds and thousands of people. Let me tell you something. Every person who uses it get things for free. I want you to experience this for yourself. Start saying, I expect wonderful things to happen to me. And if you want to speed up a situation, change the circumstance, write it down 15 times. For the number 15, reverse curses. You see, the problem with life is people don't listen. And when people don't listen, they don't understand. And when they don't understand, rolling on the window, get a little more air in here. When they don't understand, they can't apply it. But if you listen to someone who knows or experienced it, use what I have used. Because I tell you, I'm using crutches until I'm walking on my own, until I'm able to run. I got to crawl before I walk. You see, I'm starting right there. You got to start somewhere. And if you keep it up, that's what faith is. If you keep it up. People talk and they give you all kinds of experience. Everybody got a different way of saying it. What you got to do is get behind the scenes. And why do you say what you say? Why do you believe what you believe? Why do you use what you use? And when you understand the why, then you can accomplish things. By the way, you ask man why, but you ask God how. Just ask God within yourself how, and he'll give you the answer. You hear me say that you got to control your mind. Your focus, there are certain things I discovered that is piercing through all levels, high and low, spiritual, natural, whatever you're teaching, whomever, however you say it, whether it is universal, whether God, by the way, the word universe is all that encompassed, which means God to me. So we're not really working against it. We're actually coming together with an understanding. Here's the point. What you focus on is what you're going to think about. And if you want to turn on your power, the kingdom, focus on something. Your power actually has to do with what you focus on. It becomes a habit. But before it became a habit, something you constantly did. Once you focus on something, you'll begin to think about it all the time. And if you think about it all the time, you'll begin to see it. You'll begin to picture it. Your imagination will automatically take over. By the way, anything that you think about, you're going to automatically imagine it, whether you're conscious of it or not, whether you do it or realize it or not. Okay? But the thing is this. When you focus, you think. When you think, you begin to picture. And when you begin to picture, you can begin to speak. You begin to talk about it. And this is where the power of the word come in. But the power of the word is the combination of all these things that I'm telling you. And when you begin to speak about it, eventually you're going to feel it. And that's the power of creation. What you feel is what you create. When you control your mind, you control your world. When you control your feelings. Some people don't even know they can, but you can. You change your feelings by changing your mind. And you change your mind by changing your feelings. If your thoughts can affect your feelings, and you can get a call, bad call, make you think, make you feel. So then you can change your thought, you can change your feeling. And if you change your feeling, you can change your thought. See, it works both ways. But you got to practice this. You got to start somewhere. And the prayer I want you to use is, I expect wonderful things to happen. Let me tell you how I expect wonderful things to happen to me. I remember one time I was invited to lunch. And they invited me to lunch somewhere in Virginia. I'm on the East Coast. I'm here, and I have a radio broadcast in D.C. at 12 o'clock. And my website and everything is down there. You can tap into that. You can call me, email me, text me, whatever you want to do. Let's get you where you need to be. And you can do it. And the first thing I said, you calling me at this time of day, and nothing but traffic, I'll never find a parking place. But spirit, now, when I say spirit, I'm talking about the second person in you. There's a spiritual you, that little God in you, that I am. I'm talking about the I am that I am. Okay? And when I meditate and pray, I say, I enter into my secret closet, and I immediately be saying, how you doing, the I am? I begin to, talk to the I am in that way. Because I realize there's a deeper part of me, which is the subconscious. But you can make that real, and you'll find out that it is real. Trust me, I'm telling you what I know. But the thing is, and Spirit, remind me. And see, once you start tapping into your faith and start following the subconscious and trying to take control of your life, which you have to start, you are the power. Then you'll find that there will be words, and there will be instructions, there will be unctions, there will be feelings, and you'll learn how to follow those feelings because they are teaching you. And thoughts will come to your mind, but you have to learn how to know what thoughts are good, what thoughts coming from Spirit. And I can teach you just to know the difference, because the circumstances and the events, they will cause certain feelings and thoughts will come across your mind, and you'll begin to learn which thoughts and which feelings is telling you what to do. And basically, your feelings is the interpretation of your words to God, your thoughts to God. Now, watch this. Spirit said, why are you talking like that? All you got to do, I expect wonderful things to happen. I go to the place we're going to eat, pull up in front of the restaurant, and soon I'll pull up because I said I expect wonderful things to happen. A car pulls right out. I pull right in there. All that fear is gone. I expect wonderful things to happen. Now, notice. Reason why I say I expect wonderful things to happen, because no matter what you think, and you're going to think negative things going to come across your path. You can't help that. That's going to happen. But you can control you. You get the last thing you think about. That's why you want to use this prayer all the time, every time. The last thing you think about is what you get. And since you say, I expect wonderful things to happen, you have now took control of the possibilities always being wonderful. People say, well, Pastor Johnny, what are you going to do this weekend? I don't know, but whatever it is going to be what? Wonderful. What are you going to eat? I don't know, but whatever it is going to be wonderful. What are you going to do later on? I don't know, but whatever it is going to be wonderful. If you feel your heart and mind, you're going to tap into the God power, the kingdom, and you're going to find out something very wonderful, that the kingdom will start going before you and ahead of you. And there's some real truths and secrets that God revealed to me that I've heard no one else talk about, or no one interpret it the way I'm going to share it with you. But I'm trying to tell you, it's not hard. You just got to focus, and what you think about all day long is what you get. You might as well, because you're thinking anyway. So control your thoughts, and if you can't do anything, just start saying, I expect wonderful things to happen to me. And when you use it in a time of a difficult time of stress, you'll find your stress will release. And if you write it down 15 times, because there's power in writing, you need to get your notepad. When you're listening to these instructions, you need to write these things down. You need to listen to it over and over again. When you write it down 15 times, I promise you, 2 things I promised you in this talk. First of all, that if you start saying, I expect wonderful things to happen, things will happen for you for free. People start buying you things, taking you places, invite you places, and say, don't worry about it, I'm going to take care of it. And the second thing is, if you write it down 15 times in the time that you need it, there's trouble, there's fussing, things not going your way, something surprised you, I guarantee the atmosphere will change before you finish writing. It never fails. I've even seen arguments cease. People call me, husbands and wives, relationships. What I'm going to do, I write it down 15 times. Call me back and say, he changed the atmosphere. It worked out. No more trouble. That's how powerful. The words are powerful. You ever heard somebody say there are powerful words? Now, I've done a lot of research and thought about this stuff. There's powerful words. And you want to write down these powerful words, right? Let me tell you something about powerful words. The words become powerful when you add the power to it. I don't care what word there is. If you use it and add the power to it, the word will become powerful. Does that make any sense? How can you have powerful words? Well, you have powerful words. These words mean something to you. So when they have powerful words making you think, making you feel a certain way, use those words. But I tell you, you are the one adding the power to it. Trust me when I tell you. They called me. I said, I'm outside. They said, where you at? I said, look out the window. I don't see you. Guess what? I went to the wrong restaurant. Now I'm saying, okay, I'm really being tested here with I expect wonderful things to happen. I just got me a parking place right in front of the building. Now I'm in the wrong place. I got to go through all this traffic, go to the other side of town. And when I got there, guess what happened? Soon I pulled up. A car moved and I pulled right in front of the restaurant again. Watch this. I expect wonderful things to happen. I didn't worry. I didn't fear. How do you do that? Now, worry is what I do. I work on not worrying, which means I work on changing my mind so my feeling will change of fear and worry and stress and anxiety. I fill my mind with other things. And the best thing, I'm telling you, I'll give you more down the road, but the number one thing that I teach, I expect wonderful things to happen to me. It never fails. Now, use it when you go parking. I've seen this happen so many times where in the parking lot is completely filled. But when I say I expect wonderful things to happen, and here's the way, by the way, it doesn't work until you use it. That's the cool thing about it. It's almost like God is saying, well, when you want to use it, I say, okay, now. Because sometimes you forget. And then you get frustrated, and then all of a sudden the Spirit reminds you, well, you got power, so use it. I expect wonderful thing to happen. And I've seen where one time I was in a little circle. No one could get in there. It was all full. 5 cars in front of me. Only thing I could do is wait for them to get out, and I go out too. But when everybody left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I said I expect wonderful things to happen, amazingly, somebody pulled out just when I was about to leave, and I got in there. It happens all the time, but I want to tell you this story, and we'll pick it back up because I want to give you a few more videos. I am, like I said, I'm on the radio, I'm doing a lot of things, but I'm going to start making some videos. I think that me just talking off the cuff, just giving you my experiences and sharing with you how it works. That's the key thing. How does it work? And all you're getting an understanding. But here's the thing that amazed me the most. One day, I was going to the outlets on a Saturday. You know how that is. Jam-packed. Run around the circle a couple of times. Say, okay, I'm tired of this. I expect wonderful things to happen. I come around the corner, go down. I'm headed